period. Usually something goes wrong. I try third period. Sometimes I get to seventh period before it actually works. And for some reason, knock on wood, now that I said that, I have one chance to record this lesson. And for some reason, every day it works perfectly. And I haven't had any problems. So I like that. So you guys can always go on here and look here, watch me teach these lessons over again if you need to. Okay, so remember, guys, as a reminder, if you miss this class, it is your job to go on Canvas and see what you missed. It's in modules. I've shown you all. If you still don't know, don't just sit there and be like, I don't know where to find it. Come and talk to me, okay? Talk to me. So the video is there, the notes are there, the homework is there, the key is there, okay? And then if you check focus, you'll see if I checked a homework assignment, what it was. If you have a 0 or missing, you need to show it to me, okay? So it's your responsibility, guys, to do that, okay? All right, so if you missed yesterday, you're going to understand this really, really easily. This is really, really easy. If you were here yesterday, you're going to be like, why didn't we do this day one? This is even easier than yesterday. So this is a quadratic, okay? It's in vertex form. If you remember, yesterday we had standard form. It looked like this, okay? So that is standard form. I'm just going to put SF. So yesterday we were doing all the same steps we're about to do, except we weren't able to pull the vertex out of the equation. We had to do that little formula. Remember, we did negative b over 2a? You don't have to do that today. Because when it's in vertex form, and you'll know exactly what vertex form is in a minute, or you'll know it's always in vertex form when it is, it's got parentheses. So standard form doesn't have parentheses, vertex form does. And the vertex is this number and this number. Now notice, this is a negative, so it's always opposite. Whatever you see in the parentheses, you change the sign. The K value is not opposite. Okay, so let me just go right to an example so you guys can see how easy this is. So you first identify your vertex, which is exactly the first step we did yesterday, except we had to do negative b over 2a. You don't have to do that today. You just grab your h and your k. So remember, if it's in the parentheses, you have to change its sign. So positive 1 becomes negative 1. And with the k value, you don't have to change the sign. And then you're going to do exactly what we did yesterday. We need 2 x values right next to the negative 1. And we're going to use our calculators to do all of that. So start out by clearing your RAM. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Okay, so clear the RAM. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Go to your y equals, and you're going to type the equation in, just like we did yesterday. So that's 1 divided by 3, right? That's 1/3. Evan, parentheses, x plus 1, close the parentheses. I want to the power of 2, just like we did yesterday. Bring it back down, plus 2. So you just want to type the equation right in. Yes. How do I do the what thing? Second plus 7, 1, 2. Did you get it? Alessi, do you know how to clear a RAM? Can you show him, please? Okay, thank you. All right. Same as we did yesterday. This button, and then 2. So typing it in, it just looks different. It's a different format, but it's all the same buttons. We have the power of 2, all that. Okay, then you can graph it if you want to, but that's not really going to help us. What we want to look at is the table. So second table, and you can see all of your x and y values. We want to go near our vertex, which is negative 1. So let's go up, okay? And we already know the vertex is negative 1, 2. Remember yesterday we would get the first number by doing negative b over 2a, and then we would come here and we would grab the second number. We don't even have to do that today. The vertex, we have both parts of it. Now you're going to pick 2 numbers exactly right next to, so next to the negative 1. You could use negative 2 and negative 3 or 0 and 1. It doesn't matter. And then grab those x values. Unfortunately, we do sometimes have to deal with decimals. Who cares? That's 2.3, that's 3.3. Doesn't matter what you round to. It's a crazy little decimal, teeny tiny number. And now we're ready to graph it. How do we graph it? Just like we did yesterday. So we go to this point, the vertex is left 1, up 2. Remember, I like to make my vertex an X. It just helps me know that that's the either highest or lowest point, depending on what's happening with the graph. And then 0, 2.3, I mean, where the heck is 2.3? Well, at 0, and then we go 2 and a little bit more. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Don't worry about it. That's why I said it didn't matter if you wrote this as 2.3, 2.33, even 2.4. It's just a little bit past 2. Same with 1. 1, to the right 1, up 3 and a little bit. 3.33, you're just estimating. And now we see, just like we did yesterday, that we have an AOS at x equals -1. Remember, your AOS is the same place as your x value of your vertex, because it goes right through the middle of it. And then we can reflect over that. So we have a point to the right here. We'd have one to the right there. 2 to the right around there. 2 to the left over here. And that makes our parabola. It's opening up as it should whenever your A value is positive. What's the domain of this parabola? All real numbers. Anybody want to try the range? To what? Yep. Bracket on the 2, parentheses on your infinity symbol. Because this is the lowest y value we use. So we go from 2 up forever. Okay? Let's do one more. Any questions about how we did that one? So if you got lost in this one, please stay with me on this one. Put our phones down and be kind. Okay, so here's another one. So I want you to recognize it. You see some numbers in parentheses. That 2 means it's a quadratic. The graph of a quadratic is called a parabola. It's either going to open up, smiling, or down, frowning. This one's going to open down, right? And anytime that first number is negative, it's going to open down. You don't have to do anything special. It'll happen naturally as we work on through the calculator. So first thing, let's identify our vertex. Remember, change the sign of this guy. Don't change the sign of that guy. So that's 1, -2. Don't forget that. That's a common mistake. Then we're going to get 2x values, but we'll use our calculator to do that. Now you can clear the RAM again, or if you just go back up here and hit clear, it just takes the whole equation out. So type it in, -1 divided by 2, parentheses, x minus 1, close the parentheses. Okay. Close the parentheses.